Hello everyone, this is Calvin Castine out at Plattsburgh High School in Plattsburgh, New York. It's Sunday, March 29th. We're here for a basketball game. We're here shooting between the consolation and the championship game in the 20th annual PBA tournament. That's Policemen's Benevolent Association, put on by the city police officers here in Plattsburgh to raise a little money for the kids in the area. Looks like they're laying a three-point line out there. They're going to be playing a media game. This is the media featuring people like Tim Singer and Mike Brown and John Coyer and Mike Mannix and people like that out there. They'll be playing against the local coaches, all-star teams, people like Gary Finney, John Rabideau's supposed to be here, Kathy Phillips from Peru. So it should be a fun game. I see Tom Caron out there from Channel 5. He's out there checking out the floor. Looks like they have a sexagon out there as far as the three-point shot goes. It's not a circle like it is in most games. Probably a little bit easier to lay the tape if they go with a sexagon. 8.5-foot basket is what they're going to be shooting at, so we should see a few slam dunks or a lot of attempted slam dunks, as we just saw one right there. So this would be a fun game, an interesting ball game. This was played, as I said, on Sunday afternoon between the championship game, and if you weren't with us last night, you don't know that we brought you the consolation game in this annual tournament last night on Tuesday. And tomorrow night we'll be bringing you on Thursday, April 2nd, the championship game in this tournament. And it's some of the best semi-pro players from entire Northeast here. We had just got done, the game we just got done, saw Hal Cohen originally from Canton, but he started at Syracuse for a great number of years, and he set an all-time foul shooting record that stood for many years. 598, I believe, was the total of it. And people like stars from Plattsburgh and Potsdam State, and they've got a CBA player, plays in the Continental Basketball League, which is kind of a minor league for the NBA, coming up in that championship game. So I hope you'll be with us tomorrow night. But tonight we have this media game on this 8.5-foot basket. It should be interesting, and as I said twice before, fun. And to do the play-by-play, we're going to have Mr. Mad Dog Schneider, Richard Castine. He'll be assisted by Mr. Bob Ben doing a little color commentary.
Well, here we are back again at the 20th annual PBA tournament. This is Dog Schneider bringing you the Media All-Star game. It'll be the local media people in our area versus local area high school coaches. Well, we're at the 20th annual PBA tournament. We've just completed the consolation game where Adams Glass defeated Mothers. And right now we have the starting lineups announced for the Media All-Stars as they will face the area high school coaches. The lineups now for the Media All-Stars. We've got Tony Tim Singer from WPTZ. Tiny Tim. I was wondering, Calvin, who Tony Tim was, but it's Tiny Tim. Downtown Mike Brown. Jumbo John Coyer. Mike Mannix, the Mangler, Mike Mannix from WEAV. Angular Ann Courier from the Press. Walt the Fly Speck from Triple X. Off the Mark Yanilovich, director of the Lake Champlain Classic Fishing Tournament. And Tom the Bomb Karen from WPTZ. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the Coaches All-Stars from Peru. We've got number 3, Kathy Phillips. I guess we can go by what they're announcing in the building. So they've got Joe Stays from MAI, Bud Bissett from Ticonderoga, Larry Converse of St. John's, Paul Leahy of Dannemora, number 10, Steve Tolowski of PHS, and Osable Valley's own Gary Finney, Kathy Phillips, number 3 from Peru, and from North Country Community College, Patricia Ryan, and from Crown Point, number 2, Grant Spalding. We've only got one official for today's game, George Desatel. Vanishing John Musso has yet to make in his appearance. But we're not going to wait till 6 o'clock for John to show up. We're just going to go ahead with the ball game. Tournament officials just relayed a message that they've just called John. And a little late getting out of the sack, and he's on his way. But we've got to go ahead with this ball game. As Gary Finney will jump center against Jumbo John Coyer, Press Republican sports writer. The high school coaches control a tap as Steve Tulaski lays it up and in, and he's 8.5-foot rims. This is a little man's game. This is for the slam dunk artist who always wanted to be but never could. Mike Mannix puts it up from three-point range. We've got a three-point line in this game.
I see that. Yeah.
We're playing 4 quarters of 8 minutes apiece as Tom Karen steals the ball, brings it up the court, tries to lay it off. Stolen by Joe Stays. Gary Finney on the fast break. He disdains the dunk and lays up the guaranteed 2 points. John Coyer just inside the three-point line, lays up a dud of a jumper. Tulaski bounce pass to Finney. He's out of bounds. He tried the old Larry Bird trick, tried to bounce it off Tim Singer's feet, but Finney was already out of bounds. So the ball goes to the Media All-Stars as Tom Karen, he directs the offense to Tim Singer. But a Mike Brown from three-point range throws up an air ball. Staves to Tulaski. Tried for the slam. John Coyer looks like he's in a little physical difficulty out there. I'm not quite sure the Media All-Stars should call a timeout and get Coyer out of the ball game. Singer bounced pass to Karen. He's hounded by Pat Ryan. So it looks like the number one play in the Media All-Stars playbook is the air ball. Mike Brown came up with that plan as they played the Peru faculty last week with 2 seconds remaining in the ball game and his team trailing by 1. Diagrammed a play for John Coyer. Coyer found himself wide open and free and threw up an air ball. Coyer said that that's what Mike Brown wanted. Brown to Karen. He lays it up and in on a nice play by the Media All-Stars. So they get their first 2 points of the game and they trail 4-2. Paul Leahy tries to get it inside to Finney, but it's stolen by Tom Karen. Ahead of the pack, Tim Singer loses the ball out of bounds. A little rough around the edges, a little bit of ragged, rough play around the edges. Gary Finney with a nice spin move, but he's called with traveling. Gary Finney, shades of Meadowlark Lemon, put the ball in the guy's face and laid it up and did a little dance, but he got called for the travel. The high school coaches make changes en masse. They bring in a whole entire second unit in. We got Larry Converse and Kathy Phillips. Bud Brissett. Grant Spalding. Whoa. It's Mike Mannix.
Moving day.
Tries.
Going for a touchdown there.
They don't call Mr. Mannix a mangler for anything.
No,
doesn't matter. Human, aluminum, he'll mangle it. John Coyer with a tentative dribble. Mannix with a hook shot. Rebound controlled by Mike Brown. He puts up another hook shot. It's tipped out of bounds and it's blue ball. Coaches All-Stars have the ball. Bud Brissett, highly successful coach at Ticonderoga. Nice pass into Dannemoro's Paul Leahy. The area coaches, they got a 6-2 lead here. I think there's a little animosity in this game with these media people.
Oh, yeah. They'll get it back with the written word, Dick.
All this Monday, Monday morning coaching that these media people do.
Yeah.
Second guess these coaches all year long. And now the coaches got them out in the court. And they can show them who knows what about this game of basketball.
Wow.
Grant Spalding. Oh! Grant Spalding lays up an air ball and Larry Converse just finger rolled it right back up into the hoop.
What a different perspective with an 8.5-foot basket, Dick, as you look out there.
John Coyer from 3-point range. Nice shot by John Coyer.
3-pointer. Yeah, going to give it only 2 on that.
Kathy Phillips brings the ball down the court. Top of the key. Inside. Paul Leahy brings it back out. Spalding. Nice play to Kathy Phillips on a give and a go. Tom Karen with a foul. Has anybody noticed? Official John Musso has arrived.
Oh, gosh. One of the games last night, they wish he hadn't have arrived.
They have small.
No, that's not true. No, that's not true. I guess it was. They had trouble with Sal last night. He was calling it real close.
Mike Brown underneath, but that 8.5-foot rim got in the way of that pass. Tried to get it into Tim Singer, but hit the front of the rim.
These bounce passes where the coaches look down, the next thing they know, they're right into the goalpost.
We got 4:13 remaining in the first period.
A period or a half? You going to play a 10-minute period?
I believe it's 4 to 8-minute periods.
Okay.
The high school coaches lead 8-5. They had an 8-2 lead. Media All-Stars are trying to get their game back together. Bounce pass to Brissett. Puts it up and in.
Well, notice the coach, nobody makes any fouls in this game.
Long pass. Oh.
It was catched by the coach.
Nope, they're ruling that Mike Brown just threw the ball the length of the court and right out of bounds. Mike Mannix control the rebound. Quickly to Mike Brown, all the way himself. Lays it up, no good. Mike Brown gets his own rebound, takes it back out. Turns to the hoop, misses. Walt Speck controls the rebound, and John Coyer inside to Mark Yanilovich. Mark lays it up and in.
That was as close to a dunk as we've had.
We haven't had any dunks.
That was the closest to it.
Kathy Phillips in the corner, lays it up. It's an air ball. Mike Brown was out in front of the pack, but Larry Converse, Grant Spalding caught up. But he laid the ball over to John Coyer, and John Coyer lays it up and in. Converse over to Phillips. Back to Phillips. 12-footer. Off the back of the rim. Mike Brown to Mike Mannix controls the rebound. He had Walt Speck out in front. Or Mark Yanilovich was out in front. Paul Leahy takes it up, lays it off the backboard and in. Mike Brown slowly up the court. Bounce pass to Mike Mannix. Mannix from the corner. Off the back of the rim. Larry Converse controls the rebound. He's got Bud Brissett out in front of the pack. Up. And the coaches, they replace an entire unit once again. And Mike Mannix, he'll sit on the media bench as Ann Courier makes her first appearance on the court. So we've got Steve Toloski and Larry Converse up front as the guards for the coaches. Joe Staves, Gary Finney, and Pat Ryan form the front line. And for the Media All-Stars, we've got Walt Speck, Mark Yanilovich, Ann Courier, John Coyer, and downtown Mike Brown on the floor. With 2:13 remaining in the first quarter, Mike Brown lays it up and in, gives his team he pulls his team to within one. It's 12-11. Nice pass to Pat Ryan underneath. She misses. Converse grabs the rebound, lays it up and in. Mike Brown from three-point range off the front of the rim. It's out of bounds. Mark Yanilovich tried for the rebound, was out of bounds. Staves down court, hits Mike Brown behind the head, but Larry Converse retrieves the ball, keeps it in play, inside to Gary Finney with a Wilt Chamberlain hook. That didn't get anything. John Coyer with a very tentative dribble down the court and throws it to an open wing. And out of bounds, and the coaches All-Stars take control. Converse in the corner to Gary Finney with a one-handed What would you call it? A set shot or a spoon shot? Or a terrible shot?
Just call it just a push shot.
Mike Brown into Mark Janilovic. An air ball. Still seems to be the predominant play in the Media All-Stars playbook.
Gary looks like he's got an extra player he's carrying in front of him.
But he's still a gamer. I don't know of any man in the North Country that wants to win any more than Gary Finney.
No, Gary's good. You just see when they just donated jackets to the hockey team at the college. A complete donation from his shop. Gary's great. He's great. He was up to NCCS to have our auction when we had the NCCS auction and field day there for 2 days for the Harris employees. Donated his time and merchandise.
Mark Janilovic, he's hustling. Oh! Steve Tulaski down on the floor. Shows you these guys came to win this ball game. They came to play.
Playing hard.
Not afraid to pick up a floor burn along the way. Walt Speck from Triple X Radio in Burlington. He'll inbound the ball.
We got some Burlington too. I didn't realize that.
Mike Brown, underhand, lays it up and in. And he'll step to the foul line, try to complete his three-point play. Nice move. Nice move to the hoop by Mike Brown. As John Coyer, who looks to be in physical difficulty, will come to the Media All-Stars bench. He's replaced by Tom Karen. Mike Brown completes his three-point play.
Ties it up.
Finney into Joe Staves.
New ball game.
Janilovic with the rebound, out to Mike Brown. Tom Karen quickly down, but Brown doesn't find him. Hook shot from about 10 feet away. Tom Karen with a rebound, puts it up off the front of the rim. Ann Courier with a rebound. She lays it up and in. Ann Courier with her first 2 points of the ball game. Ann Courier, an extremely fine tennis player in the area. I can remember Ann and a local boy from the Champlain Moores area, Mark Guerin. Whoa!
Tom Karen with a
Tom Karen at the buzzer.
from behind the center.
A 4-point shot beyond the center court. Tom Karen, just as the buzzer sounds, and he bangs her home. And bingo!
This is a secret weapon they've been saving.
So with that 4-pointer, the Media All-Stars, after the first period of play, they've crawled back into this game. In fact, they've taken a 6-point lead after one. They lead 20-14. Getting back to Ann Courier, I believe that she teamed up to win a couple of local co-ed or mixed tennis titles with Mark Guerin.
Is that right?
Alton Guerin's son, Mark, now working for the government. Yes, I'm positive that they teamed up as a doubles team.
Very much. I didn't know that. I did not know that. It's new to me. Well, she got her first basket. Only 1 for 1. She is. Well, that brought the crowd to their feet there with that 4 feet from behind the center shot by Karen. Coaches look worried, Dick.
How can you tell? By the smile on Kathy Phillips' face? Knocked away by Mike Mannix. Nice defensive play. Grant Spalding puts it up. It's short. But Paul Leahy, he grabs the air ball and lays it up and in. Mike Brown from 3 points. Fakes a shot into Mike. First slam dunk of the game by John Coyer. That ought to loosen John up a bit. It's a little tentative. Looked to be a little tight. I think the hype of this game was getting to him. I think that slam dunk will loosen John up. You'll see a great ball game from him. Brissett lays it up. It's another air ball. Grant Spalding. Oh! Grant Spalding with 2 offensive boards. Misses both of them when he goes to put it back up, but he draws a foul. John Coyer gets called for the foul. Grant, the coach of Crown Point, he stepped to the line. He'll try to bring his team within 4. They trail 22-16 with 7:15 remaining in the first half. The difference in height on these baskets that has to affect the shots.
Oh, it does, certainly. Watch when they shoot. They shoot directly, completely over the basket.
We got a foul on number 7, Paul Leahy, coach of Dannemora.
They've been toying with the idea of raising the baskets an extra foot so that the big boys don't get as much of an advantage. But it would affect the little boys too, because it's a complete different ball game. Completely different as you look out there.
Tom Karen from 3 points. Off the back of the rim, Mike Mannix with the rebound. Takes it to the hoop, and a slam dunk. Mangler Mike Mannix with the offensive board and took it right back up and slammed her home. Fine defensive play, knocks the ball away. Mike Mannix, he came here to play and win a ball game. He forces Spalding outside. Mike Brown inballs to John Coyer, back to Brown. Brown over half court. Inside to John Coyer. Coyer stripped by Joe Staves. Staves got Brissett in front of him. Lays it back to Kathy Phillips. Off the backboard, she tries to tip back her own rebound. Still controls, and she scores. Nice piece of work there by Kathy Phillips, coach of the Peru Indian girls varsity basketball team. Karen into John Coyer. John Coyer with a frog move to the hoop. Staves control, frog move. His feet came up to where his knees should have been. And Kathy Phillips.
What happened down there?
Kathy Phillips missed the easy layup. Grant Spalding tried to tip the ball back up, but it's knocked out of bounds, and the coaches All-Stars retain possession. They trail in the ball game with 5:54 in the first half, 26-18. Brissett shoots another air ball. Joe Staves control, lays it up and in. Brings his team to within 6 with a little over 5 minutes to be played. John Coyer off the backboard. Joe Staves pulls down the rebound. He's got Leahy out in front of the field, but he finds him too late. The ball's out of bounds. As Leahy will come out and Joe Staves comes out. Grant Spalding is out. And Bud Brissett is out as they replace him with Gary Finney, Steve Tulaski. Leahy stays in the game, and they'll form the front line, Tulaski, Finney, and Leahy, and the guards will be Pat Ryan and Larry Converse. Tim Singer from deep three-point range. Off the backboard, Pat Ryan controls the rebound, dribbles out of the jam. Off to Leahy, Finney with another fake, and he lays it up and in. Mike Brown. John Coyer. John Coyer gets hammered underneath the hoop by Pat Ryan. Pat Ryan with her first foul of the game. There was no way John Coyer was going to put those two in. She took him down real fast.
He doesn't know where to go to shoot the foul shot.
John misses his first attempt. Kansas second. Stretches his team's lead out to 5, 27-22. They go inside to Larry Converse, and he slams her home. To make it a three-point game with 4:53 remaining in the first half. Mike Mannix inbounds the ball to Tom Karen. He brings it up the court. Steve Tulaski tries for the steal, but he knocks the ball out of bounds. It'll be media ball. Mike Brown will inbounds the ball. That's a three-pointer. Downtown Brown. That was Mike Mannix?
Mike Mannix.
Sorry. Mike Mannix with a three-pointer. Mike Mannix become a dominant force in this game.
Hey, he's got Slam dunk and a three-pointer.
Brown wants his team to come out, set up the play outside, gives it to Tom Karen. Karen brings it in, lays it up and in. Converse inside to Leahy.
Your media superstars. Funny how the reflexes go, Dick. If you look out here and see the, obviously some of these were very fine athletes when they were doing it every day. And they just, hard to see the ball like you used to.
It's not the sight, it's the legs.
Yes. Well,
and according to Tommy Heinsohn, what goes first is the legs. And when the legs go, the shot goes. And then when the shot goes,
see a little backward pass by.
The respect you get from the officials is the last to leave you. And when that goes, retire.
Where are you in that sequence that you just gave me?
Let's see. The legs went when I was a freshman in high school. And no one ever had any respect for my shot. No, the basketball I played 5th and 6th grade and 7th and 8th with Mr. Hubert Papalina as my coach.
Yes.
And then followed that up with a freshman year playing for Norm Bono at St. Mary's. We won a CCIL championship where I was the 15th man on a 15-man team. Scored 8 points for the season, but I wouldn't have missed it for the world and wouldn't want it in any other way. And do all right in practice, but on game time I'd run around out there like a chicken with my head cut off.
Well, Dick, you're a force up in the athletics around our area now. Giving a lot of your time, both the male and female. At least I don't know if you're doing any more with the girls' teams, I think.
I have a new addition this year of City Women's team, and we've got a lot of new people and a lot of old people coming back.
Listen, you've done a lot over the years. I know my daughter Barbara just loved playing with you, and time and effort it takes. And people forget it, Dick. And I, as a father and as a spectator, appreciate all you've done.
Well, this year here we've got on both teams 39 people on both teams.
Terrific.
So we're looking forward to a
now, if you
fun
could
summer.
Get a little bit of experience and find out what you're talking about when you're on TV like this, you'd be 100%.
Oh, that's what when Calvin called me last night to see if I'd come down and do these games. I said, geez, Calvin, I don't know much about basketball, especially doing basketball on TV. But he says, well, Dick, you do softball and you don't know anything about softball and you do all right there. So I figured I'd give it a try.
While we're talking here, the coaches have come back to within 4.
It's 34-30, 2:28 left in the first half. It's Paul Leahy's shooting the 1-and-1. Obviously, it wasn't the 1-and-1. He was shooting 2. He missed the first one. Now he's shooting 1.
Look at the different perspective now. Oh, there we go.
Boy, nice shot there. He comes out of the ball game. Ticonderoga's Bud Brissett takes his place.
I think Mike Mannix said if you score, you got to sit down, and he did anyway, and he did.
Tim Singer gets off the media bench. He goes and checks in with the official scorer.
All the way down, and this is the
She's got Kathy Phillips out in front. She lays it up and off.
Back. No, these coaches are going to have to live this down with their players. They're going to have to start coming to life here.
Tim Singer goes into the ball game, and Mike Brown, downtown Mike Brown, will take a seat. Grant Spalding takes it to the hoop, lays it off the backboard and in. It's a 34-33 game with 2 minutes to play in the first half. Walt Speck out to Tim Singer. He's inside the three-point line. Lays it off the backboard. Walt Speck with a rebound, knocked away by Joe Staves, former OLVA player, now the head basketball coach at Mount Assumption. Kathy Phillips lays it up, tap back up. Tim Singer controls the rebound. Swings the elbows. Phillips guards him closely. Out to Mike Mannix. Mannix inside the three-point. Ann Courier with her second rebound. She puts it back up. It's an air ball controlled by Grant Spalding. Spalding quickly out of the pack. Drives to the hoop. Lays it off to Larry Converse. Loses control. Kathy Phillips takes control of the ball. Brings it back out. Grant Spalding to the hoop. Over to Larry Converse. Mike Mannix with another defensive play. Mike Mannix, the defensive mangler.
chip shot down there.
No, I'm not quite sure what Ann Courier did there to turn the ball over. Spalding inbounds the ball. Converse, 12 feet.
She's guarding Kathy. She'd go everywhere she goes.
Spalding to Bud Brissett. Brissett deep in the corner. Right over. Mike Mannix controls the rebound. Gets it out to Walt Speck. Mark Yanilovich to the hoop. Slam dunks her. Gives the Media All-Stars a 36-33 lead with just under 40 seconds remaining in the first half. Bud Brissett takes his time bringing the ball down. Left-hand side, lays it up. Larry Converse with the offensive board and slams it home. It's a 36-35 game with 20 seconds remaining in the first half. Walt Speck over half court, gets the ball stripped by Joe Staves. Staves lays it up and in. He had an option, he had a trailer on the play. Grant Spalding.
And with 8 seconds, 7 seconds, they're going to take another long shot. Give it to Karen.
Tim Singer off the backboard. And that's the buzzer. This won't count. So at the end of the first half, in his 20th annual PBA Media All-Star, Area High School All-Star game, the Area High School coaches lead 37-36 over the Media All-Stars. We'll be back for the second half in just a moment. And remember, today's PBA 20th Annual Championship game will find Olivers with players of Mike Dean, Larry Parker, Joe Cardini, Keith Sepolicki. They'll be facing a team called Juice, mainly made up of former Siena College players, Baron Rowland, Greg Hines, Troy Turner, and Tony Shedrick. So stay tuned for that as we return to Plattsburgh High School and the 20th Annual PBA Tournament.
Of course, that championship game will be brought to us tomorrow night. That's Thursday night. A championship game in this PBA tournament.
Well, we're back at Plattsburgh High School as the second half of the Media coaches game goes, and Tim Singer from WPTZ drops in off the backboard and in and puts his team back ahead 38-37. And a little too long. Ball is out of bounds. It'll be Red All-Stars out of Media out of bounds. And it's Tom Karen bringing the ball up. There's another off the backboard for Karen from your local sports announcer. And they go ahead by 3. And the coach is now up within 1. I believe that's Paul Leahy from Denamora. Mike Mann is looking for someone to pass the ball to up close. Tim Singer is going to take him from out of bounds area along the baseline. Oh, a nice shot from the far side. Courier. John Courier from the press. Along the baseline, a long shot. Gary Finney. Throwing, hit the Converse and out of bounds. Media ahead by 3. On this beautiful Sunday afternoon on the 29th of March. Very warm here in the gym. The crowd is just not here. They're enjoying the out of doors. Slam dunk. By Steve Tulaski from PHS. A jumper by Brown from the press. Tulaski again and falls short, but Converse picking up the rebound. Slams it in these 8.5-foot baskets. It's a fun game here between the consolation and the finals. The finals will be coming up shortly after this game is over. The finals between Juice of the Glens Falls, Albany area versus Olivers, made up of local players here from the Plattsburgh area and some imported college all-stars. Led by Mike Dean, the present head coach at Siena. Complete switch of players now for the coaches. Long shot, a little too long. Out to Kathy Phillips. Spalding scored that for the coaches, and he finds themselves now 3 points ahead. The coach has gone ahead. Mike Brown on a turnaround, hits the rim, but no good. Tulaski to Kathy Phillips, but she'll never get there in time. Out of bounds, and she goes far off the court. Says hello to a few friends in the crowd and goes back on the floor. There's 4 minutes left. About half the quarter is gone. Tulaski, and he gets a lucky bounce on his attempt to slam the ball. And he goes ahead by 5 points. The media's trying to get back in the game. And there'll be a substitution. There's Mike Brown with an easy layup from the side, underhanded layup. Not many long shots in this game. There's a 3-point attempt. Hits the rim and bounces off. All the way down the court by John Coyer, then missing it at the very end. Kathy Phillips going up and misses it. Now it's Tulaski going around and foul by Mike Maddox. Mike Mannix, one of the Montcalmers here in Plattsburgh, New York. Lining up, number 7.
Good job, Mike.
Tim Singer coming over to the bench from Channel 5. Al Hill going by here in front of the bench, formerly at Channel 5 years ago. He's a fixture here at the PBA. Comes in here each year to make the announcements. And they caught Tulaski shooting his foul shots from about 3 feet too close and still missed it. That was a half a point shot. I'm sure all the players here who work for these coaches, play for these coaches, enjoy seeing their coaches playing, and the media that we see and hear and read about. Bounces in. So it's 48-46, coaches still ahead. Kathy going in, going to make a jump shot, and she drops it in from in the lane. The Peru coach, as Karen from WPTZ goes over, gives it to Mike Mannix. Mike coming out into 3-point land. Don't know what he's going to do when he gets here. Tulaski coming straight down, going to pass it off to Kathy Phillips, who goes up in front of Maddox and drops it in. Two minutes, 37 seconds left in this third quarter. And 4 new players coming in for the coaches. Finney back in, Patricia Ryan, Paul Leahy, and Converse. Finney going into Leahy, who shoots the ball from behind the backboard and hits the back of the backboard. Leahy, who had a good team in Denimore this year and took them to the championship in his area. One of his players was the player of the year in the league. Long shot from outside. And John Coyer against beneath the basket, getting 2 shots and making the second. Number 6 is Converse. The ball is tapped out, goes over to Patricia Ryan. Patricia will not shoot. Whack over the head, Paul Leahy. Denamora, coach. Bob Venn here at the mic, waiting for Dog to come back anytime. He might have got cut. That a slam dunk. I've heard that Dog picked up a uniform and trying to get out there to make a slam dunk.
No, they won't let
Oh,
me.
he's back. Excuse me. Here you go.
They've seen me play defense. They don't want any intimidating defensive forces out there. Vaughn, did I fool Calvin? Gave me $1 to go get sodas, and they won't let sodas in the gym. So, Calvin, thanks for the soda. What's gone on here in my absence?
Well, they moved ahead now by 6 points.
The high school coaches taking control.
Yeah, that's Converse.
Larry Converse, boy, he slammed her home.
Kathy Phillips had a couple baskets while you were gone.
So we're counting down the last 20 seconds of the third period. John Coyer, a three-pointer, rims it out. Pat Ryan with a rebound. Ahead of the field with Converse, and he slams her home. 4 seconds left. 3, 2. Coyer from half court lays it up. Oh, off the back of the rim. After 3 periods of play, the area high school coaches All-Stars 60. The media All-Stars 50. We'll be back for the last 8 minutes of this exciting media coaches All-Star game from the 20th annual PBA tournament.
Last game, he usually does. Indeed, Benson.
Well, we're opening up the last quarter. Joe Staves missed a 10-footer. Mike Mannix controls the rebound. From three-point range, Mike Mannix puts her home, no doubt about that. Brings his team to within 7. Bud Brissett to Kathy Phillips from three-point land. Off the back of the rim, Ann Courier with another rebound. Over to Mike Mannix. Mannix goes against Phillips. Lays it right into the hands of Pat Ryan behind the back. Mark Yanilovich inside to Tim Singer. And he softly lays her in. They go inside to Steve Toloski. He lays it up and in. Steve, the varsity coach at Plattsburgh High School. Walt Speck over to Tim Singer. Inside the three-point line. Tries to put it inside. Pat Ryan knocks the ball away. It'll be red ball. Walt Speck will inbound the ball.
That's about the only one that hasn't taken a shot, Nick. I don't think she's taken a shot yet.
Hands it off to Tim Singer, and he lays it up and in. Pat, member of the illustrious Ryan family from Saranac.
Yes. Latest, is it, who's the one's been playing this year? I already forgot her name. The lady's just graduating this year. She's going down Siena to follow her sister Linda.
Oh, nice move. Lays it up and in. That was her first shot. It was mighty impressive. She took it, put it right in Mike Mannix's face and laid it up and in.
You can see who's in condition.
From downtown, Tim Singer puts it off the front of the rim. It's a 3-on-1. Joe Staves. Oh, Pat Ryan tried to slam it. Tim Singer's got Mark Yanilovich out in front. Over to Mike Mannix. Mannix takes it to the hoop. Oh, and he gets called for the travel. Mannix called with a travel. 6 minutes left in the ball game. The coaches lead the Media All-Stars 66-57. The Media All-Stars, if they're going to make a run, they're going to have to make it now.
I believe these shirts were made up by Gary Finney.
Toloski, three-point land. Mark Yanilovich tips it back to Mike Brown, ahead of the field to Tim Singer. He goes to lay it back to Brown. Picked off by Steve Toloski. Kathy Phillips. Call for the travel.
That's the same Kathy Phillips that used to play softball. Dick.
Yes, it is. Yes.
She changed.
Yep. She's
she has lost.
She
played softball with Barbara. Must be the catcher. As I recall. You remember her when she played years ago? I'm not sure it's the same Kathy. It must be.
Well, she was a longtime pitcher for the Shazy women's team.
That's the one. I think that's her. She changed since I last saw her.
Steve Toloski lays it up and in. Kathy hasn't played softball, I would say. Her last year was the 1982 season. So we haven't seen her on a softball field in the last 5 years. Bud Brissett out in front of the pack, lays it up and in.
Kathy used to be a catcher in high school against Barbara years ago. We're talking ancient history, 14 years.
Mike Brown with a hook shot, left-handed hook shot. Mark Yanilovich with the offensive board and lays it up and in. Pat Ryan brings it up quickly. She's going to take it to the hoop. Oh, tries for the slam.
Got used to that short bat.
Joe Staves controls the ball. Goes around Mark Yanilovich, lays it off to Phillips. Phillips inside. Too hard off the backboard. Steve Toloski, that was, I don't think that was planned.
No, I don't even get an assist on that or not.
72-59, coaches with 4:24 remaining. Mike Brown with an offensive board, slips out of his hand. John Coyer with a slam, pops out of the rim, but falls right back through. John gets his 2 points. 72-61 with 4 minutes remaining in the game. Mike Brown, head of the field to Tom Karen, but Karen misses the easy layup. Toloski, bounce pass to Ryan. Ryan lays it up and over Mark Yanilovich for her 2 points. Coyer inbounds to Mike Brown. Brown takes it to Toloski, inside to Tim Singer. Singer slams it home. Toloski, down court to Phillips. Phillips got Ryan. She's in too deep. She has to lay the ball off, and John Coyer picks up the loose ball. Takes it all by himself to the hoop and lays it up and in.
Well, it's a 9-point game.
It's a 9-point game with 3 minutes and 25 seconds remaining to be played. Kathy Phillips, guarded by Tom Karen, out to Joe Staves from three-point land. Puts it up off the rim. Mike Brown controls the rebound. He's got Coyer out in front of the pack. Lays it up. Bad pass there. Joe Staves controls the ball.
To be a slam.
Takes it right to the hoop. Lays it off to Ryan. She misses the hoop. Tim Singer out to Mike Brown. Mike Brown all by himself. It's a 3-on-none. Behind the back slam. Mike Brown putting on a little show for the North Country basketball fans.
You can feel right about that this week.
Well, if we were to pick an MVP out in this game, well, where would your vote go?
For a real MVP of the game, I guess it had to be Toloski. I think Toloski is probably showing what he can do more than anybody else.
My vote has to go to Larry Converse, the high school team.
Okay.
And let's never forget the Mangler Mike Mannix with his great defensive work, three-point shots, and slam dunks.
And Steve Coyer, or John Coyer, played quite well.
Still a 9-point lead for the coaches with 2:34 left. As Mike Brown takes it right to Gary Finney, behind the back move, spins around Finney and lays it up and in. Reset to Grant Spalding. Spalding, probably the smallest man on the court, took it right to the hoop and slammed her home.
I heard Finney say, "What was that?" as he went by.
The Media All-Stars, they just can't trade baskets here, though. They've got to pick up some points. They're just trading baskets right now with the area coaches.
7 now.
Out of bounds. It'll go over to the Media.
You got to make their move.
They can cut it to 5 here if they score quickly, or 4 if they hit a three-pointer. Tom Karen, who hit that dramatic shot to end the first half, controls the ball. Takes a three-pointer off the back. Grant Spalding over to Paul Leahy. Lays it back to Spalding, and easy two. Nice fast break there. Mike Brown quickly takes it to Finney. Finney called for the foul.
Certainly Spalding is an Essex County name in sports. You must be, you say Crown Point?
Crown Point, yeah.
Oh yes, that's the Mariah Crown Point area of the Spaldings for years. We've watched their name and their scoring in the paper. Could be a foul shot now. No, there isn't. Right out of bounds.
Mike Browns will inbounds the ball. Lays it up.
He's going to try to score from out of bounds.
Yanilovich, he slam dunks the ball and Tim Singer.
think Tim was trying to get he on his back and lift him up for a slam.
Well, it's a 7-point game again. Grant Spalding inside to Paul Leahy. Kicked out, Bud Brissett. Back into Larry Converse. He lays it up, no good. Leahy with a follow.
He's been in there an awful lot too.
John Coyer from three-point land off the front of the rim. Converse controls. Grant Spalding takes it to himself. Up and in. Mike Brown one-on-one. Gary Finney rolls around him. Finney with some good defense there. Forced Mike Brown to spin around him. And when he went up to lay up the shot, he was too far away from the basket. See what using your head can get you? Gary Finney never moved in that play.
Right. Yeah.
And still ended up playing good defense.
He knows what he's doing.
Bud Brissett into Paul Leahy. He lays it up and in.
Gary's been good for sports. He's the sports enthusiast from down in that lower part of our county. Oh, there's a
air ball.
Air ball, but supposed to have been a tap, I believe.
Paul Leahy out in front. Tim Singer with a rebound. We're under a minute. Mike Brown
he should have shot it while you're up there.
Slam dunks
her. So 22 seconds. It looks like it's going to be the All-Star coaches.
Less than 20 seconds now, and they have a 9-point lead. Paul Leahy gets around Mannix, tries to lay it up and doesn't score. Bud Brissett from three-point land to Paul Leahy with a rebound, and he puts it up and in. It's 88-77. Mike Brown takes it to the hoop, behind the back, and that's the ball game. As the area high school coaches, they gain revenge against the media all-stars who second-guess them, ridicule them, but on the other hand, give them much praise when praise is due. So the final score, the area high school coaches 88, the media all-stars 79. Next up, the 20th annual PBA championship game as the Juice meets Oliver's.
And once again, that game will be on Thursday night. Thursday night will be the championship game from the 1987 PBA tournament in Plattsburgh.